Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're the International Art Alliance. This is Palimpsest Art and Beyond. What does that mean, beyond, with a palimpsest? Come on. Well, we're coming from around the world, literally 6 locations around the world, from Australia to the UK, British Columbia, Toronto, Montreal, and Los Angeles. And we are sending artwork physically through the system, through the mail, to each other, and then we're working on the artwork that we thank you, Rose. That's a beautiful illustration of it. Then we're working on the artwork, the layer that the previous artist has worked on. That's what is a palimpsest. It's a piece that's been annotated or scratched or marked up in some kind of way, usually reserved for manuscripts. In this case, we're talking about art. And that's all we like to talk about. It's pretty much all we ever think about, you guys. We're coming from all around the world. Laura, Rose, Cheryl, Denise, and Stephanie. And you can read their bios online if you like. Didn't I say
Ross.
Cheryl? And Ross.
And Ross.
I thought I said Cheryl, yeah. Well, look, today, because we're so interested in this collaborative thing that we're doing, the question arises, how does collaboration influence our personal journey in art? Could be our work, it could be the context that we hold it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it have any influence on, does collaboration have any influence on your journey?
Yes, I can start. I think that for me has a great influence. Beginning with how I approach every work, I change a little bit how I approach a new work. Before I was just driven by inspiration from an image, a thought, and then after the artwork was finished, I started to create a story behind this artwork. And now I'm searching before. Now I'm working on a series, and I'm making research on the subject and how I want to create the series. So it's like a flip. I don't know if it's the correct term. So this is the main thing for how change my way, and also being so having you and being accountable with you help me also to follow the path, not to miss the way, because many times happened to me. So you are my rock.
Better than being an anchor. Pulling you down. Laura, I'm just a little, I just want to get some clarity about what your process was before. So before you'd start making a painting and the process would guide you?
Yeah,
and now
it is like I'm still painting like this for the abstract. I like when I paint abstract, I just let it flow. I put the painting, and when I feel that it's okay, it's ready, I finish. And also before I did the research of the image that I like, but not the meaning. I checked the meaning after the artwork was finished. Now I'm searching for the meaning before. I'm writing down the intention. Is the intention that really make the change for me, because I wasn't used to intention. Now having to write the intention for the next one help me to understand what I want to paint now, because I'm writing down and I'm searching inside me. I need to find the right balance, the sparkle, but then write it down. So.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, I know one of my teachers, he says that there's this, two ends of the spectrum, the process and the product, and we sort of shift the brackets of how we're going to approach it all the time. And sometimes we're leaning so far into the product that we miss the process, and sometimes we lean so far into the process we're missing the product. So I love that this has given you, Laura, some other kind of avenues to explore your picture making. It's really powerful. I hadn't really considered it in this way before, so thank you. How about you, other guys? What do you have to say?
I think for me, it is a bit about empowerment, because I'm being reminded that when I was quite a young artist, like back in 1988 or something like that, and I was kind of just dipping my toe into showing and whatever, and getting to know other artists. I actually did a collaboration with Pat Pink of Gallery Pink. She has a gallery in Montreal to this day. And she had this series of silkscreen prints that she had done in the past. And then we did this piece together about inspired by the Tropic of Cancer book. And it was just like this interesting kind of experience to work with another artist. And I always kind of held that dear as just like, I don't know, it was kind of empowering to feel like you could kind of mesh two creative minds like that and come up with something new, with that. And we didn't really start off with like a plan. So it was kind of like Laura's process, more sort of intuitive. And to do that together with someone was kind of, I don't know, like a real light bulb moment. So in my career, I've often kind of held my little wires open to those opportunities because it's kind of like an empowerment on a different level where you find that you can connect with somebody and kind of amplify the impact of the creativity. Like even just because it's impacting two people or more who are making it, but sometimes when other people look at it, they kind of go into it in a different way, like to kind of contemplate, like, how did these two or more minds work together, like with Basquiat and Warhol. Like it's a fascinating kind of soup combination,
Warhol soup, saw that. Okay. How about you other guys? Cheryl, what do you have to say? You've always got a new take.
I just sort of think that you two, Lara and Rose, have just sort of said everything so beautifully. It was just so lovely about how much it sort of enriches your life in lots of different ways. Yeah, I thought that was lovely. It just widens everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, but for me, it also brings a sense of freedom. Because in my own art practice, I'm very focused on staying within a certain style and body of work. I'm working on specific bodies of work that require a specific thing from me, which I love doing. But I don't have a lot of time to just experiment and do other things in the studio because I have a business to run. So that takes a lot of time. And this allows me time to step outside of what I normally do and just play and let the painting decide. Not that I don't do that regularly. Like, I mean, it's not that I feel confined or anything, but it's just nice and refreshing to have sort of to have an allowed reason to do something different. Right?
You are a hard taskmaster, Denise, right? You gotta be allowed. Got it.
Yeah.
But that definitely talks to what Cheryl's talking about, this widening and expanding a viewpoint. And that definitely could be a fun way to get, new stuff coming in. Yeah. Stephanie, how about you? What do you think?
I find that, well, everything everyone's mentioned, and especially the creativity aspect, I find that working on this project with you guys and seeing what you've done, like on the various layers, has just kind of expanded my vocabulary in terms of what I can do in my own paintings. And I found just in my last painting that I got this idea, and I don't know where it came from, and it might have come from this group, right? Like it's just yeah, I find it very refreshing and very inspiring.
It's like cross-pollination.
It
Oh,
is.
for sure. Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's
It
also
is
having that
What about
network,
you, Ross?
right? Having a network of people that you can count on. Like if you're stuck with something, like usually we're so isolated in our studios as artists. We always work alone, and we very rarely within our creative process will interact with other people about our creative process. That usually happens afterwards when something is
right.
done. You will share it with the world. But with you guys, I have a group that I can say, hey, this is a thing I'm struggling with, or hey, what do you think of this, or whatever. And that's really nice to know that's there.
Boy, that really hits the nail on the head for me too, because I don't like to show my work in progress, like at all. And the idea that the audience might see something before I'm ready to show it, which, really seriously could sometimes just be years before I want to release it in some kind of way. I just sit on things because it's like, maybe I'll go back to it. I don't know. It's like, it's got to feel right to let go. They're children, there are children. So,
Yeah.
and having this collaborative experience with you means, by definition, that everything has to be seen in process, just like you're saying, Denise. And that becomes a completely different landscape for everything. That I just feel like I could weave in every single thing that you guys said. It's a widening back of the intention that's cross-pollinated in inspiration. Yeah.
Wow, well done. The fact
Do
that
you
you could
think-
remember that.
Well, it's also meaningful. I mean, everything that each one of you have said, it's like, oh yeah. And I think that's another part of what I've seen in the art journey. I mean, I think that we see this very often when we sit in a, like a circle. I don't know if you've ever sat in a circle before, like council circle or, a women's circle or something like that, a Quaker circle. But you end up seeing that people are much more alike in significant ways than they are different at their base, core places. And,
Right.
as artists, I think that we often grow up to be outsiders, but by choice and by default. And then also to see that even Rose is kind of like chuckling to that a little bit. That there's this point where we're as artists, we see, we're the same in significant ways, and that's also super refreshing and inspiring to keep on going, and not to get too lost in the rabbit holes. And
See, I was thinking something totally different. I was thinking on the humorous side. I was thinking about how much we laugh and about how much we, jive each other and how much we kid. So I was thinking that we get all those sorts of things out of it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
It's a
it's
huge
fun.
benefit.
True.
I was actually
Yeah.
thinking that what I was just saying about having you guys to share things with, that's not just on an artistic level, that's also on a business level and on a personal level, that you have this group of people. Like we by default, because we're expats, we live a fairly isolated life. We don't have a lot of friends in the place that we live. We have a lot of friends around the world, but we don't see them in person a lot. So to have a group of people outside of just my husband and me to talk to every week is like a huge part of my life.
Well, likewise.
Yeah, and we all come from such diverse, countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something weird going on in everybody's country, that sort of thing. Yeah.
That is so true. Yeah.
Yeah. And yet we just sort of come together, and I just like that we can laugh, and the sense of humor I think is really, really good.
Yeah.
How we
Absolutely.
don't have to be serious, do we, with our own work? And even because we're
yeah.
working on the same work, we have to have a sense of humor. We have to have that sort of, oh,
Oops, that
let
happened.
it go. Yeah, let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So true.
I think we might have somebody has an unboxing of a piece of work.
I do.
You do.
I do.
Is this unboxing brought to us by Master Pack?
Yes.
Master
Let me
Pack.
show you.
The box you want to ship your art in, Master Pack USA. Or is
Yes.
that what they call it, Master Pack USA or worldwide? Or
I will,
USA. I wish they were in Australia. I love
there it
them.
is.
They're just
Like
They're
honestly,
amazing.
this came to me from Rose, and it looks like new. Like,
Yeah.
there's not,
Nice.
not
literally
a scratch
across
on it.
Canada, the entire
Beautiful.
distance of Canada, right? From end to end.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Big country.
Almost
Dropbox.
3,000 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, so it did very well there. I'm very excited to open this. If it will go. Come on. There we go.
Da, da, da.
Ooh, look how it comes with all that delicious foam inside, protecting all the corners.
Ooh, passports.
Passport.
So
I'm trying to
I
figure
know
out
we've
which
peeked at a couple, but I haven't seen any of this piece.
Oh,
So
no,
I'm really
neither have
excited.
I.
neither have
Guess
I. I
no
don't
one
think.
else has seen it but me.
You have such a beautiful.
Okay, so this is the one you started. Okay. Okay.
You have such a beautiful signature, Rose.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, really? It's been the same since I was like 16.
Look how pretty her signature is.
Oh, that is pretty.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks,
This is
guys.
also the
You think
front
that
is
you did
also
it with a
really
brush?
pretty. Wow. This is that movement, Rose.
That was a
is-
brush. Yeah.
Wow.
Well done, Denise.
Do you guys
Keeping
want
us
to see
all in
it too?
suspense.
She's being mean.
Yes, I am.
Denise is glowing.
Oh, lovely.
That. Holy cow.
That's really pretty.
Come closer.
Yeah, come closer.
Oh,
Trying to see what kind of, is it a hummingbird? I can't see
It's
the.
a hummingbird.
Yeah.
It is a hummingbird, right? So I
Oh,
just
is
can't
that
see the.
gorgeous?
Oh, flying towards us. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah.
different angle. Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah.
Oh
And those
my
are natural
gosh.
dyes for all
Is
the
that
rest.
right
other
on
than
the
hummingbird.
wood?
Let me.
Yeah.
Is that right on the wood, Rose, or is it? Wow.
Yeah. Right on the wood.
Right on the wood.
Amazing.
And then I
And the birds.
did some medium on top to protect it. And then it made it change color, but I was okay with that.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice.
I
the
love the
birds.
movement in the wings.
The birds.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah, the bird is dye and paint.
It's
You're getting one of
beautiful.
those like a Fibonacci, the Nautilus shell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look
Oh,
at
sort of
Mother Nature.
spiraling.
stunning.
This is gorgeous.
So that's a sun print. It's mostly a sun print.
Oh.
Wow. So I can
That's why
safely
you get-
paint on top of this?
You should be able to. I've got acrylic medium all mixed in there now.
It feels like it, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matte. I use a matte acrylic
Yeah.
medium.
So how did you get it darker at the bottom? Did you expose that longer?
No, that was the way the dye pooled and the sunshine did the osmosis around the vegetation actually. Because
Wow.
it's
wow.
sort of a process of osmosis,
Uh-huh.
right?
Okay.
So that the heat and the sun kind of pull the pigment and the liquid to the edges of the vegetation as it dries. So it's a collaboration with the sunshine, truly.
It's gorgeous. I'm gonna.
Thank you. And it's nice when you use the natural dyes. I found they have a real affinity for the wood grain, so that it kind of like soaks in like a wood stain. which is basically where we do get wood stains from. It's like, you know, like they call
is
them
really
the colors
pretty.
mahogany and everything because they get it from
Mhm.
wood.
Right. And so, Denise, do you have any ideas for it?
Not yet. This is very overwhelming. I find this piece. It's I'm gonna need to take some time to think about it and to read all your intention and everything, because this is a tough one. It's so beautiful already. I almost don't want to touch it.
Yeah.
That was like Cheryl's, and then when Laura sent it to me, I'm like,
Like Denise's before you sent it to Cheryl, same thing, right?
Yeah. And I know there's tons of space, but still, it's so perfect like this.
But
I
there's
don't know.
tons of space, guys.
It's got to change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Them's the rules.
That's right.
Rules.
Cheryl's like, let's do it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Now that I'm looking
Yeah.
at it, I might have an idea,
Just one. Come on.
but
You
then
can do better
that
than
might be
Come
boring
on.
if I do that, because I don't know.
Somehow I doubt it's
that
going to be
looks great.
boring.
You
That
can
doesn't
put
sound
like
like
a,
you at all.
in Australia, there'd be an old rubber thong or something there. Sorry, a flip flop. You know, that sort of thing back in the undergrowth. You know, that sort of.
Oh no.
Funny. Yeah, that's funny.
That could work, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, and you can change the perspective, right? Because the way the bird's coming at you, you can kind of
Yeah.
go anywhere.
Ah.
Like hummingbirds can come at you from any direction, right?
Oh yes. Yeah, we have them in the yard in the summer. I have a feeder that
Yeah,
hangs
they-
like
they-
right above the pool, and they'll just zoom over my head. They come really
Yeah.
close. They're not shy at all.
No, they're
If they
very
smell that
charismatic.
feeder-
Do they steal your food?
No,
No.
Oh, that's all
No.
right then.
no, they just go
That's
for. I
good.
make sugar water for them, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's,
They only
and
drink
love it.
nectar and eat insects.
Yeah.
So they're wonderful to have around because they pollinate and they keep the bugs down. So
And they're hilarious because we have two of them, and our feeder has like tons of space, but no, they don't eat together. They always chase each other. They always chase each other away. We actually have three in the summer: Henrietta, Hank, and Humphrey.
I love hearing it. That's so great.
They're not
Are you
here now
allowed to-
because it's winter.
Are you allowed to feed
Love
them?
it.
Are you?
yeah, people
Yeah,
feed them to
okay.
get them through the winter, help them get through the winter and stuff. Well, here in BC, they live here through the winter.
Yeah, here they
Right.
don't. They move.
Yeah.
We just never ever want to admit to feeding our wild birds because it's kind of it gives them bad habits. You know, they
Yes.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we had
become
salmonella
lazy
being
and-
spreading here too. We had salmonella spreading in the bird feeders here in BC. So you have to
Oh,
keep
gee.
an eye and be aware of what's going on. And we were asked not to put out any feed so that they couldn't spread it to each other anymore and stuff. And
Yeah,
and
that
with
sort of thing.
hummingbirds, you have to clean that feeder a minimum every 3 days, if not
Oh, yeah.
more, because they can get mold and that it destroys their tongue and they can't feed.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I
Yeah,
clean mine
so
out every
it's-
2
you have to-
days. I make a batch
Yeah.
of syrup once a week, and I'll save it in the fridge, and then because they don't drink a lot anyway, so you only have to put like a little bit in, and then every
Yeah.
2 days or so, I just clean it out and I switched
Yeah.
stuff. It's
They're
just sugar
spectacular
and water.
birds. They only exist in the Americas. They don't exist
Mm.
in Asia or Europe or Australia. They're only in
Yeah.
North and South America.
I remember seeing one at Carmel. We stayed at Carmel for a few days, and I remember seeing them there and thinking, "Oh my God, they're fast moving,
And so
Yeah.
tiny.
hovering." Yeah,
They kind
And
of,
I'm
look
used to
like
our-
big insects.
and I'm used
They
to
could
our
be
big
mistaken.
nasty, cockatoo screeching and really being really mean and horrible and
And a
vicious
kookaburra.
and great big nasty beaks. Like
Hey, we don't have
holding
too
you to
much-
ransom.
We don't have too much time left. I'd just like to find out. We've got some new work behind almost everybody today. Laura, what is this
Mm.
painting behind you? I don't know if you're ready to show it or talk about it or just point to it or anything.
Mine?
or- Yeah.
Are you talking to? This is an old painting that I've made about 10 years ago, probably.
I thought you were saying you're doing landscapes now too. So this is something you come back to?
No. In this moment, no. I'm doing a portrait.
I misheard you at one time then.
No,
Well, I
this
love
is
that. I love the painting.
an old painting.
It's beautiful. It's something that I could live with for sure. And now, Cheryl, you've got a show going on, and you've got some new work in the background.
This is just a piece when I lived in Beijing that I picked up, and I was just using it to demonstrate to some of my students that concept of Tai Chi, or the way that a lot of times the artists will meditate, and they'll meditate on the line, sit down, think about it before they actually put the brushstroke in. So anyway, that was used as an example. Exactly, Rose. It's like the Tai Chi. It's almost that Tai Chi of how the circle is within your shoulder. Yeah. So that was an example of, that was sort of like, that was one of those things that was in the walk-in wardrobe, just shoved there, hadn't been.
But it's a perfect illustration of that concept. It really is.
Yeah. Anyway,
wet and everything.
Yeah. It's a fun. Yeah. I have a show on at East Gosford Gallery, Bubbles tonight, and I think it closes next Wednesday.
Your show is called Bubbles, or you're serving bubbles?
We're serving bubbles tonight. We're not allowed to say champagne.
Because it's not from Champagne. It's from
it's bubbles.
Perth or something. Yeah. So what's your show called?
Cute.
Above and Below.
Above and Below. Oh,
it's the concept of the different sort of worlds that we look in with the lily pond and the deepness, and about how we all have our own little worlds.
That's going to be some show. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Do
Break a leg, Cheryl.
I wish you could be too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're there with you in spirit. Maybe I'll get some bubbles just so I know I'm like, oh, it's Cheryl.
Yeah, just get some bubbles anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice, Cheryl. Yeah, it's you're gonna do well. I think you're gonna have a lot of people, and I think they're gonna love you.
Yeah, you're gonna sell out.
How can they not?
And Denise, you've got some work that you've hung back up that you've had for a little while, since you've been shipping your work all over the place. Do you have any shows coming up or anything
I do.
happening?
Yeah, I have. I just heard actually that, because I'm going to Art Expo New York that runs March 30th and then April 1st and 2nd.
Oh boy.
And then about a week and a half later, I'm going back to Toronto for Artist Project.
Wow.
Yeah, good on you.
And then in December, I am going to be at a show that runs at Art Basel, one of the shows there, and it's one of the satellite shows. I'm going to do Spectrum, which is in Miami proper, not in Miami Beach, and that's also very exciting. So
good for you! Congratulations, that's great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
My show schedule is filling up.
Yeah, how good is that? We can boast now. A girl that I collaborate with, an artist friend of mine that I.
That's right.
What am I calling
it? New York and Art Basel. Yeah, nice.
And Stephanie, I think I saw your painting in the background on Stephanie McLean art. Joni Mitchell. Is that what I saw?
That's right. Yeah, that's what you saw.
An illustrious Canadian artist.
I love her.
Multi-hyphenate artist.
Love her. Yes, I'll bring it closer.
Yeah, she is definitely a Renaissance woman.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's big.
It's beautiful
21
stuff.
How great is this?
Thanks.
Oh, I love it.
I just love her. Yeah, thank you.
It's a great piece.
I like the painting too. I'm actually quite proud of the painting, so thank you.
As you should be.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You think you'll offer prints of this one?
I can, yes.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Let's talk.
Nice.
Oh, great. Well, it's been wonderful spending some time with you friends today. It just makes my week to be able to have our round table chat. It's just really fun. We get to talk about art.
Yeah.
It's like the best.
Ross, do you have anything? I think Rose has something new, and do you have something
Oh, Rose.
new, Ross?
Rose, did you answer? You got something going
No,
on?
I don't have anything new going on at all.
Oh, okay. I thought that was maybe new. Okay.
The painting.
No, it's
No?
I made that guy a year ago, and it's called the Glowing Hummer, and it's available.
Oh, cool.
It's very beautiful.
Oh, cool.
It is. Do you have anything, Ross? Anything
I
that
don't
you-
have anything like really quite just yet. I'm working on an art book of a bunch of images. It's
Ooh,
called Hymns for Her.
Nice.
Nice title.
That's clever. That's very
girl.
clever.
Girl.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of work I'm quite proud of right now, and it's
Oh,
beginning.
nice.
Things are beginning to percolate better. So yay!
Good.
And,
Yay.
yeah.
Nice.
Well, next week we'll meet again on the same channel. And hey, out there in the world, come join us. Maybe you've got something to say. Ask us questions. Make a comment. Buy some art. Follow our social media. Look at our videos. We've got a lot going on. 6 artists doing all kinds of things around the world. And thanks for joining us today. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.